Now to an issue that everyone can relate to, I think, to some extent, and that is, of course, the bathroom. We all do it, and some people might be a little bit uncomfortable about doing their bathroom business around people of the opposite gender. And so here's a story from thecollegefix.com. Evanston, Illinois, Northwestern University will offer, quote, gender-open restrooms, unquote, to its students this fall. According to campus spokesman Bob Rowley, we are trying to be responsive to the needs of all of our students and to be inclusive. This is becoming a common occurrence on campuses across the United States.
What are we trying to include?
At Northwestern, the 2 sex-segregated bathrooms to be changed will simply have their front door placards replaced to reflect the transition. No major renovations are planned. The bathrooms are located on the 3rd floor of the university's main building. It serves as the campus hub. They join an estimated 150 campuses across the nation that now offer some sort of gender-open restrooms. It's also called gender-neutral, unisex, or all-gender bathrooms, according to a tally by the LGBTQ group Stonewall at the University of Massachusetts Amherst. But while advocates convey them as mostly single-stall, lockable restrooms available to people of all genders, it's clear many are also sex-segregated bathrooms converted to open-gender ones, as is the case at Northwestern. The concern among some female students who must now share restrooms with anatomically male students is apparently not significant enough to put the brakes on these transitions.
Must or can?
Well, it doesn't say they're changing all of the bathrooms on the campus in this story. It does say there are 2 bathrooms that will be changed in this case.
Okay.
So if they're going to the bathroom in this building on this particular floor, then there's a chance there could be someone of the same gender, or the opposite gender, rather, in that same bathroom facility.
You know, this new world's a little too much for me. So I'm not ready for this.
Okay.
And I'm not ready from this from a philosophical standpoint. I spent 8 years in prison, nearly 8.5 years in prison. And I have had people of both genders watching me use the bathroom because that was the layout of the dormitory I was in at one point.
Female guards were watching you, or female prisoners?
Female guards.
Okay.
They don't get female prisoners too close to male prisoners.
Right,
generally.
I wouldn't think so.
Yep. And I've had my, bend over and cough, the whole thing. Every time I got a visit, I had to get naked for some guard.
Right. Usually those are male guards who do those searches.
Indeed. But at this point, I don't have a lot of shame when it comes to around nakedness. It's not a big deal for me. But I'm not ready for this. So if you want to make a gender neutral bathroom, here's what my recommendation would be. First off, why? But all right, somebody needs a gender-neutral bathroom. Okay, fine. First off, it should be done in new construction, not old construction. But if you are going to do it in old construction, and there's 2 bathrooms next to each other, you make the women's you make the men's gender-neutral, and you make the women's bathroom. Because that way,
why?
Women in the free world, right, are subject to rapes far more often. Adult women in the free world are subject to rapes far more often than adult men. You agree with that?
Sounds believable.
Okay. So this is a place for a predator to wait and, where somebody is, you're not going to have cameras in bathrooms and things like that. So a predator can wait in there with impunity because it is now a gender-neutral bathroom.
I see what you're saying. So if a predator were to go in on a day on which, or in a place where there is no open bathroom policy or open gender, then it would look awkward. It would look weird if somebody did that.
Now, that could happen today. A female predator could wait in a female bathroom to rape women, but there is generally, males are stronger and better able to defend them, to fight, better able to use offensive force than women are. Generally, not certainly. You can a male can pick the wrong woman on the wrong day and, get a hole put on him or get his butt beat.
Is there any evidence that gender-open bathrooms actually lead to more instances of reported rape? The toll-free number is 855.
How many rapes do we need to have that proven?
450-FREE. That's 855-450-3733. And if a predator went into a gender-closed bathroom just when no one was around, then that wouldn't stop anything, would it? More coming up here in moments. Your thoughts on sharing bathrooms with the opposite sex. Free Talk Live. This is Free Talk Live, and it's the live Saturday edition of the program. Bring up whatever you want. Toll free here at 855-450-FREE. How would you feel if you were at a college campus, or anywhere for that matter? The story just happens to take place on a college campus. But anywhere, let's say you're at a movie theater and you have to go. Because usually if you're in a movie theater long enough, you're probably going to have to go to the bathroom, even if it's after the show.
Anywhere long enough.
Yeah. So, you got to go, and you go towards where you believe the bathrooms are, and the traditional male-female stick figures are not present on the signs on the wall. There are two doors, but they both have gender neutral.
Well, they kind of have this
there
with the family bathrooms. Have you seen family bathrooms?
Mm-hmm. But they're usually only one toilet in there, right? Like the whole family's supposed to go in. Well,
you can invite other people in if you want. I mean, if you're dying to have people in your bathroom with you that are of different genders or the same gender or whatever. You see, this isn't a problem I have. I don't have this yearning to be in some other bathroom than the one I'm in. I suppose some people could. I don't know. I kind of think. I think this is a problem looking for a solution looking for a problem, really, in my opinion. If you're a cross-dresser, then go into the bathroom you're comfortable in going to, get in a stall. No one's going to see what you're going on in there. Do your thing, come out, wash your hands, and then leave.
So you're saying you think anyone should be able to go into whatever bathroom they want to? Because your concern earlier was that these gender-neutral bathrooms are going to lead to more instances of rape.
Oh, I don't believe in gender-neutral bathrooms. I believe that people should be able to go into a bathroom that is, the one that they identify as. I don't think. Look, I'm not looking for the bathroom police who are like, hey, wait a second, man. You don't belong in here. Like that thing. I think that's a little weird. But at the same time, if you're clearly not in the bathroom that you're gender specific for, I can see there might be some problems.
Now, back to the story here from thecollegefix.com. There's another version of it over at the Huffington Post, where college admins at Evanston, Illinois Northwestern University are going to be offering the new gender-open restrooms to its students this fall. One of the college spokespeople said, "We received overwhelmingly positive information, so we went with it." They said that the concern among some female students about sharing restrooms with anatomically male students is apparently not significant enough to put a stop to this. He says, "We really didn't get any major concerns." Now, Mark, you were sharing concerns here. You believe that a gender-neutral or gender-open bathroom will lead to more instances of rape.
Well,
I don't know if there's any evidence for that. But
I think when you ask for this comment period that's so common with changes, we have opened up a comment period. They post a memo on the wall, or they put something in the newspaper. We're opening a comment period for all those who are concerned about gender-neutral bathrooms, right? And they open this up, and then everybody's like, whatever.
Oh, I don't know, man. I mean, college students are more likely to be kind of active on issues
Agreed,
like this.
They are, but the activists are the only ones that will be involved. Like, the people who are expecting tomorrow to go and use the bathroom that they've been using all along, specifically, I believe, females. That's just my guess. The women who are expecting to go into the women's bathroom and now are going in and, sitting down next to dudes, that's going to be, like... I don't know that they got their day in court. You know what I'm saying?
It would definitely be a weird thing, but I don't think it's a bad thing. I think it's just different, and I
agree it's different.
I think it's a fine idea. I just think that it could be awkward for people sitting in a stall next to a guy, like a lady sitting in a stall next to a guy and listening to all the man noises that you hear in bathroom, like. You know what I'm talking about. I mean, every guy knows what I'm talking about because there's all kinds of just nasty noises that are made in these bathrooms by men. But of course, then it would also reveal the noises women make in the bathrooms as well, whatever those might be.
I would prefer not to have those revealed. Yeah. Thanks.
According to a survey by the Resource Center, which occupies the third floor where the new restrooms are located, people who frequent those bathrooms were, quote, mostly comfortable with the transition. The university claims on their website. The open gender campus restroom trend mirrors newly approved state laws that force school officials to allow students to use whatever bathroom they prefer, depending on what gender with which they identify. Laws most notably found in California and Maryland. Quote, certain people feel threatened in single-sex bathrooms based on their presumed sexual orientation rather than their gender identity. Students have faced gay baiting comments in our university's sex-segregated bathrooms. Men's bathrooms may be particular sites for this sort of harassment because of their image as queer cruising grounds. So I think what they're saying there is that the fact that the bathrooms are segregated means that gay males are going into men's bathrooms and being
looking for a little action.
They're being harassed by straight males in those bathrooms. That's what I'm understanding there.
Well, there's also, I mean, the phenomenon of bathrooms being sort of gay cruising grounds is not entirely unheard of. There was that one senator, I believe, that was caught making hand motions or whatever.
Well, that doesn't matter. There's heterosexual couples who've had sex in bathrooms. I mean, it happens at clubs all the time. That's why they have bouncers in there kicking people out.
They didn't use the term cruising ground. That is a destination location as opposed to.
I get your point, but it's still not really cool if you're a gay guy to walk into a bathroom and have somebody say, "Hey, you're here looking for a date?" or something like that, trying to make fun of him for that when all he did was to go in to wash his hands or use a urinal.
Fine, my solution still stands, which is to make the male bathroom gender neutral, make the female bathroom remain female, and then you solve some more problems. But the problem is
But wait, that doesn't solve the problem of a gay gentleman who's felt harassed in the men's bathroom being able to go into the women's bathroom, right?
Why would he doesn't have to go in the women's bathroom. He can go into the gender-neutral bathroom, and all the women who want to go in the gender-neutral bathroom can go in there too.
But what you were saying is that would have been the old men's bathroom, and so therefore all the men would be in there who would have been the same men who would have been harassing that person in the first place. You haven't solved that guy's problem at all.
It's a gender-neutral bathroom. What do you want? All the women that want to go into a See, what you want to do, what these university people want to do, is corral women into bathrooms with men, and I suggest they don't want to be there.
Let's go to Dawn, listening in Pacific Beach. And it'd be nice to hear from some ladies on this, by the way. Your thoughts. Is Mark onto something here? Is it true? Would you be, if you're a lady, and Dawn, I know you're not, but if you are a lady, would you be uncomfortable about this? And Dawn, your thoughts are welcome, though, as a guy. Go ahead.
Oh, as long as the doors were secure and it's like a hallway where you could look in there, I wouldn't be too worried about it. But when I was in college, I got the 24-hour Ebola, and I went into a transgender bathroom, and, I looked like hell, and I was throwing up and stuff, and I didn't like to be seen by the ladies like that. And then, several famous sports figures commented on that on the internet. You'll leave it worse.
Thanks for the call, Don. Toll-free number.
You sure you'd let him get to his punchline? He might have had a really awesome punchline coming there.
Toll-free. I thought it was pretty funny as is. Toll-free number is 855-450-FREE. That's 855-450-3733.
Don should sue somebody.
Would you feel uncomfortable about going into a gender-open restroom? And if you do feel uncomfortable about it, I'd like to know why. You can also bring up anything you want here on Free Talk Live. Choco Pies coming up. Let's go to Tom, listening in Des Moines. Tom, you're on Free Talk Live.
Yes, howdy.
Hey, you're on the air.
Okay. I have a problem with this issue. I have a daughter going to college freshman year, and I just really have a problem with it.
With what? The idea of a gender-open bathroom?
Yes. I mean, I remember, what was that, Ally McBeal's show? I think they had open bathroom there, and
I'll take your word for it.
But okay, so give me some reasons. Give me some rationale. Why do you have a problem with it?
Well, outdoor plumbing, indoor plumbing. That's where you go to your separate stalls. I don't see too many women looking to go in after men have used the restroom. Listening to my wife. We have 3 boys and then my daughter. And
you said you don't see too many women willing to go into a stall after a man has occupied that stall. Is that because you think men are dirtier in bathrooms? What's the reason there?
Yeah, especially if they've had something, some adult beverages or whatever. Their aim is not.
I see what you're saying. You're saying the men who would go into a stall and then stand, and that would result in splatter, which could be a turnoff to
I've seen this.
Some women. However, I'd like to point out, now I've thankfully never worked in a job where I've had to clean public restrooms, but I've known people who have, and they have told me to a T that it's the women's restrooms that are the worst. That the women's restrooms and stalls are the ones where you're most likely to find S on the walls, for instance.
Do you think that this is just a trick to keep men out of women's bathrooms? Like this is just a sort of an urban legend to keep the conversation going? I'm just saying.
No.
Okay.
No, actually, I did work. My first job out of high school was in a cleaning service, and that was the first job to see if you'd last the first day. Was you got the bathroom duty?
And what did you observe in that?
The women's were much worse. I had to spend more time cleaning the women's area. The men's were just a little bit of splatter to the knee level, but the women's were everywhere.
So there you go, Mark. That's another person who's confirmed that story.
Just saying.
So maybe the reverse would happen. Maybe the guys would be so grossed out that they would demand the regular sexed bathrooms back.
Maybe so.
Now, I get your concerns, Tom, but one of your concerns isn't what Mark said. I mean, Mark's worried about rape. You're just saying that there's some other issues. But have you talked to your daughter about it? Are those bathrooms in effect at the school to which she's attending? And do you know what her viewpoint is?
That was my first question. And she said, "Oh, hell no."
I can't imagine this is going very far. And I can't imagine this
Apparently
is
150 schools.
This is about one particular school,
what
right?
About the co-ed? I asked her about co-ed floors, and she says, no, they don't have them here.
Co-ed, living space, you
floors.
mean?
Living floors, yes.
Right.
The girls in the one dorm room, boys in another dorm room on the same floor. And she says, no, that doesn't happen here.
Tom, anything else you want to share about your thoughts tonight?
Nope, that's great.
Appreciate
you.
Thanks for the call, man. Thank you. Toll-free number 855-450-FREE. Mark, no, this is about the story we're reading here from thecollegefix.com is about Evanston, Illinois' Northwestern University. However, they're joining an estimated 150 campuses across the country that are now offering some sort of gender-open restroom. So This is a trend, not a one-off thing.
Okay, so offering a gender-neutral restroom is entirely different than corralling sexes into gender-neutral restrooms.
Sure, they're not converting the whole campus.
Right. Well,
yet.
If you offer instead of so we've moved to I'm willing to live in the world where now I got to build a third bathroom for people that can't handle the two bathrooms. I can live in that world. All right. Fine. We'll build you a third damn bathroom. I can live in that world. That's fine. I can do it. Okay? What I can't live in, the world I'm refused to live in is there's two bathrooms, they're both gender neutral, and you gotta go in those bathrooms. That's a ridiculous world that I am not willing to live in.
The question is, will things go that direction after the college moves to that on one floor of one of the buildings? Will it expand out from there?
No, I think people are going to get hurt.
Go to the whole campus. Your thoughts are certainly welcome. David in San Francisco, you are on Free Talk Live with Ian and Mark.
Hey, howdy. I'm calling you from a city that's not only an international city, but it's got so many different demographics out here that this issue, let's just say San Francisco and bathrooms have many stories to tell.
I bet.
And there were two different layers, well, actually three different layers I could get onto. First one, back when AIDS became a big deal, sex in bathrooms was not only frowned on, it was known to be stupid. So, that's not really an issue, when you're in a city like this one. But the other one is homelessness.
Hold on, before you go on, David. So you're saying gender-neutral bathrooms, no big deal in San Francisco. How often do you see them around the city?
Oh, they're all over everywhere. Probably almost every coffee shop's got one.
But does that mean that you have to? Well, okay, so.
But can wait. A coffee shop is not likely to have multiple stalls, right? Are we talking about a bathroom which has multiple stalls, or are we talking about
male, female on the same deal, and you go in, it's only one stall, or you just open,
That's what I mean. It's a one-stall bathroom. That's different from what we're talking about here. We're talking about a bathroom where multiple people can enter. And
that gets into the whole next layer. San Francisco is not only an international city, but it's one of the top cities for conventions and tourism.
Sure.
So we get millions. Potentially we could get as many as 6 million tourists a year. And I mean, our city is only 800,000 people. 6 million tourists a year. You talk about toilets in a city like this. And when I moved here in 90, if I understand right, they had something like 209 public toilets. That's everything like bus shelters, at parks, at, the clock tower, different public spots.
Okay. Sounds insufficient.
Public buildings, And now it's down to like 40 of them. And we're still a tourist city. But the thing is 9/11 created a situation where, the terrorists might go into the bathroom. and before that, it was that junkies might go into the bathroom. And so in the land of Pelosi, we have got so few toilets for so many people that there's stench in the street.
Well, just to be clear, you are talking about public toilets run by the government, right? And you're not talking about like you can go into McDonald's and buy some.
McDonald's,
buy a drink.
You've got to buy something.
Right.
The idea that you have, potentially 6 million tourists per year. And the average is probably somewhere over 2 million, but in a good year.
So are they coin operated? What are most of the public toilets there?
And that gets into the next layer. 100 years ago, there were Supreme Court rulings that said that pay toilets. I shouldn't say 100 years. Probably in the 60s. When integration was forced, I shouldn't say forced, when integration, 1964 Civil Rights Act, so integration said you got to integrate the bathrooms, right? Blacks and whites can use the same bathroom, right?
Yeah.
No, they created pay toilets. So that was found to be unconstitutional just a couple of years later.
I remember pay toilets in the 70s.
Thanks, David, for the call tonight. Appreciate it. The toll-free number is 855-450-FREE.
And I, as a little kid, wouldn't always have a dime,
I wonder if there were people who, back during those integration times, were claiming that there would be more violence as a result of that. Like you're claiming now, Mark. More coming up here. Hour number 3 is on the way. It's Free Talk Live. But your calls come first here. Let's go to Jeff. We're going to actually go back in time to an earlier topic here. Jeff, you're listening in Pennsylvania, and you wanted to talk about something different. Go ahead.
Hi, how you doing, guys?
Welcome, sir.
Thank you. I think the transgender bathroom issue is just kind of like not a big deal. I mean, if we're not civilized enough to, take turns in line and respect each other's chance to relieve ourselves, what does that say about us?
So you're saying you're okay, just to bring our listeners up to speed in case they're just tuning in. Earlier we talked about a college that is proposing gender-open or gender-neutral bathrooms wherein anyone could go into either bathroom. There would no longer be a men's and women's bathroom. Yeah. You're saying you're all right with it? You're not really worried about what Mark suggested, the possibility of more rape happening?
Well, he said about waiting in lines.
Right. The chance to have a bathroom with a female in it doesn't turn me into a rapist, just like the chance
I'm not suggesting that it's going to turn you into a rapist. I'm suggesting that there are rapists.
I know, but if people are going to be rapists, I don't think the bathroom issue is going to...
That's how I feel about it. I don't think a sign on the bathroom is going to stop a rapist from doing what they're going to do.
Nor is, the chance to purchase a weapon responsibly going to turn me into a killer. It's one of them. Kind of like a no-brainer thing.
What if it could actually stop a rape from happening? What if the fact that a bathroom is integrated would mean that there's more likely to be a male who might come in and possibly intervene?
Great point.
We don't need. Hold on just a second. Where did males become these paladins of intervention? Why should I be obligated to do anything like that because of my sex?
You were obligated.
The fact is that God created man, and then Sam Colt made him equal. Any woman in this country can get a gun and be far more deadly
than
any
a college
man.
Campus.
Well, I'm sorry that college campuses disarm their students.
I'm sorry about that too, Mark. I'm not saying you'd be obligated to step in.
Gender-neutral bathrooms are any solution.
I didn't say that you'd... Nobody said it was a solution to rape, Mark. You said it would cause more. You thought it would cause more.
Here's the problem. Here's the problem I see. So if a rapist man, and I'm just suggesting that here in the outside free world, in the adult world, that men are more likely to rape than women. I'm just suggesting that the guy can hang out in a gender-neutral bathroom with impunity, whereas and look for female targets, whereas he might get caught and get in trouble and get reported, get on somebody's radar as a potential predator if he hangs out in women's bathrooms waiting for someone to come in. That's what I'm suggesting.
My opinion on that, I understand your point, I mean, you have to have some common sense about safety. Where is this bathroom? You know, I mean, there's a lot of questions here. You might be better off having more people around. You know, in Central Park, there's a bathroom. I think it's in New York City. There's a bathroom. I think it's unisex. I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of people around, and people have to be responsible and not rape each other. You know. I mean, I don't know.
I love the world you're living in where rape doesn't occur. It's awesome.
Mark,
I don't want to live in that much fear, you know, that like I can't just go take a leak or whatever.
I'm with you, Jeff. I don't think that. I think that if the colleges, first of all, I think if the colleges believed anything about what Mark is suggesting here, they would never implement a system like this. It would be highly unpopular.
Colleges are where a lot of sexual assaults occur on college campuses.
Yeah, but I can't imagine most of it happens in the bathroom, the public bathrooms on the campus. No, just in general.
Well, maybe they should just have some security, you know, in the hall. So
excellent. Now we need bathroom
Sexual
guards.
assault on a college campus is more likely, in my opinion, to happen on, in dorm rooms and in places where people are having parties, frat houses, things like that. Yeah. Not necessarily in the library bathroom.
We'll
that
see.
Just seems pretty
Somebody's shoving us down the road of unisex bathrooms, and we're going to have to try these things out. We'll just see.
Maybe
I'm completely wrong.
You're fear-mongering.
I am not fear-mongering.
So, Jeff,
rape occurs, right?
Yeah, it definitely does. But I don't think that there's any information. You're just totally speculating, Mark. There were information that showed that there's been 150 colleges so far who've gone to this gender-neutral bathroom thing. If there was any indication that increased the likelihood of rape, that would be all over the place, and colleges would say, whoa, we can't do this. This is going to put our students in danger.
Well,
there's
certainly a lot of things about gender-neutral bathrooms that we would have to address. First off, I don't think it counts when it's a one-stall bathroom.
I agree with that.
That's just nonsense. So what we need is multiple stalls in there.
That's what we're talking about in this case.
And then the ladies will probably be gravitating towards the ones that have the more stalls, and the men will probably gravitate towards the one that had the urinals, which is to say the old men's bathroom and the old women's bathroom.
Right, they could put an indicator on the sign indicating that urinals are in this bathroom.
I think a far better solution is to continue to have men's and women's bathrooms and then have a unisex bathroom that somebody can go in if they've got some kind of, gender issue.
Free Talk Live, 7 nights a week from 7 to 10 Eastern, live on the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM.